Just because you are in lack doesn't mean that you have to keep your mind in a state of lack. Do you know how many people I see who have money? And I'm talking about a lot of assets here in the physical, but who still have a lack mindset. In my opinion, billionaires have lack mindsets because they're always thinking about what they don't have or that they don't have enough, which is inherently why we are having so many problems today. I think the lie is that there is not enough to go around, that there is not enough abundance for everyone. And surely sustainable living practices, including looking at the size of our family and our households, definitely weighs into the equation. But if we started thinking differently as people, as communities, as societies, I think a lot would shift. And we wouldn't always be thinking about how we compete with each other, or how we can get over on someone so that we can have more. It's this scarcity mindset that I have to take away from you, from me. And I'm willing to hurt and harm you in order to benefit me and mine. Or I can only take care of my family and I can't help you, even though I have everything I need and my cup is overflowing. You start thinking about how big is my trust for my grandchildren. Okay, well, set goals for how much you want to collect. But when you have an overabundance, if you are not in a lack mindset, then you will share that with people. You see, lack is a condition. Scarcity is a mindset. And you can be stuck in that mindset, even though you might be out of the initial condition that set it up in the first place. So, for example, if you have lost your job, or you just currently don't have a lot of money, or you're transitioning between situations, between employment, or you're trying to launch your business and you are in a lack, or you're in a savings mindset, even, in terms of I can't spend a lot. That is a temporary place to be, with an eye toward the future and understanding that it's temporary. I have to focus in my resources now because I need to get to X. But to keep your mind in that mindset is a prison. I didn't even realize that I was stuck in a lack mindset until like this year. And it was because how I was conditioned to grow up. I always heard my mom, even though I found out much later, and I love my mom, but it was always about how we didn't have enough. It was always looking for more. It was always I don't have any money. I like every day I don't have any money. And like, yes, parents, I know it's true. I know we struggle. And when our kids ask for things, our automatic response is to say that. But we should definitely think about saying that to our kids, because you can condition them to always think that that we never have enough, or that they will never have enough. You don't understand, especially when they're impressionable as kids. And that carried with me. And it got to the point where I was so used to living in lack and scarcity, always thinking I'm trying to get to the bare minimum to get what I need, that I could never put my mind on what, in addition, in terms of abundance and overflow, in terms of finances. And I thought money was bad. I started looking like, if I have resources, if I have money, then I'm bad. And so whenever I would get some money, I would feel guilty about it. And that really, like, so the higher I got, I became a lawyer. I was still in debt, y'all, paying off student loans. Y'all know how that goes. So I didn't really have much, and I'm in nonprofit, so it's not like I'm out here balling, you understand? But, I still, no matter how much I got, it was like I was still spending the same, and I still was employing the same mindset and habits that was keeping me in lack. because I wasn't budgeting. I didn't have a vision for how I wanted to save. I didn't have a plan on how I was going to do it because my mind was in a state of lack and I was not inspired enough to learn like how I have in the last 3 to 4 years, because no one ever taught me about financial literacy and like how to invest your money, how to save your money, and what not to do and do. Like, a lack mindset will not only keep you in a scarcity mindset, which affects everything in your life, including connections. It could keep you from getting the bag itself. And that's the part that I feel like people just really need to be educated and understand. Having a lack mindset will keep you from the bag, because you are telling yourself and you're convincing yourself every day that you wake up complaining, talking about, I ain't got no money, nothing good happens for me, everything goes against me. You are a divine being, the micro to the macro. You, when you think these things and when you say these things and when you act on these things, you're saying to the universe that I don't have anything. So what does the universe do? It reflects it right back to you. So please stop saying it. Say, I have everything I need. I am in abundance, and mean it and act like it and really embody it. So whatever you have right now, even if it isn't your desired state of where you are, focus on what you are grateful for, y'all. This is not no just simple affirmation like where, oh, it's cute. No. What can you say on a daily basis to yourself to get your mind right, to get yourself in a place where you really feel and believe I am abundant. I have more than what I need. What I do is whenever I look at my kids or whenever we're having a moment, I feel the richness of that moment. I allow myself to feel it. I allow myself for the feeling to go up and down my central, my spine. I feel the tingles and I notice the tingles, and I smell my children in terms of how good they smell, because mama keep her babies covered in those essential oils. And if it's my older girls, I think, oh my goodness, my girls are going to be going to college soon. These are moments I can't get back in my life. Precious memories with them that I can never get back, not the same way. And so we have to take what we have and look at the richness of it and be embodied in it, and to take aligned action to become the versions of ourselves that we really intend and desire to be. Then you become a magnet and you will draw in what you are. So for example, I've wanted more than anything divine love. And then I realized it starts with me. I have to love myself divinely. And that's when I set out to do that. Because when I started first on that whole shadow witnessing journey that I've been doing series about, y'all, I was mad at myself. I was pissed at myself, how idiotic and gullible and naive and hurtful I have been to not only myself, but my children. And I had to heal that. I had to forgive myself. And then I had to do things to repair my relationships with the people that I love, my babies, my baby girls. And that's what I did. And because I did that, then I could start the work of correcting, recalibrating myself on a daily basis, bit by bit, layer by layer, to get me right. And once I did that, I started loving myself, and I started centering self-care, and I started caring about being healthy and making sure my body is healthy, making sure that I have a relationship with what I consume and what nourishes me, which and then will affect what I magnetize to myself. Who can love me when I don't love me? I hope that this message has been helpful. Please, no matter what your circumstances are, understand that this is a temporary condition. Do not make it your mindset. And if you've been raised in this mindset, like I have, get yourself around some people who have an abundant mindset. Mindset. Not necessarily the money itself. Shalane Tukai. Peace.